Congratulations to Blue Scapegoats for winning the Protagonist Drawing Contest. Be sure to check out their Tumblr down below. It is linked in the description for some awesome fan art. Hello everybody, it is Dylan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything, and welcome back to another quick Yu-Gi-Oh! Video. I currently am running my second contest on the channel. The deadline closed for it, but I promised I would make a video going over the results, and not the results, excuse me, all the entries, and this contest is how many total life points will be lost between episodes 139 and 144 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. Now, if you missed this contest, don't worry, I will be doing one very similar for it, for Yu-Gi-Oh! 6, when Yu-Gi-Oh! 6 does come out. Might be in the first year, might be second year. I don't really know when. I always do these when I hit milestones. This was my 3K contest, and we're approaching 10K, so as always, thank you guys. The support really has been tremendous, but I'm going to go over how I calculated my number, and then I'm going to show all the Excel spreadsheets, and at the beginning of all my reviews for the next 6 episodes, I'll be going over very quickly how many total life points were lost, and I will be keeping track of it on Twitter as well, and I will keep showing screenshots of the total life point tracker, where it is in the Excel spreadsheet, so you can keep track of your entry and how you are doing in the contest. But anyway, here's how I came up with it. So in episode 139, I think 6,000 total life points will be lost. I think Crow is going to lose. Crow and Shingo will lose the rest of their life points. Reiji is going to join on an intrusion penalty, lose 2,000. Zark will gain 1,000, which doesn't really affect the total life points lost, but it affects the first tiebreaker. So Zark will have 8,000 life points versus Reiji, who has 2,000. I think Zark in episode 140 will... See, here's where it gets so tough to predict and so tough to break it down. It's almost better to just pick a random number. I think Zark is going to revive a couple more times his life points and get them to around 10,000. I think he's going to lose all 10,000 of those life points, because we know 140 is the end of the Supreme King duel. We don't know if that's the end of the Demon Zark duel, but that's just what I think. I think Reiji is going to lose about 1,600. I think he's going to be down to like 400 or 500 life points left, but I do think that he is going to predict Zark, so I'm sure half of the people that are watching are already saying, well, I disagree with that. So I think 11,600 life points will be lost in 140. Again, it's a complete crapshoot, but I had a lot of fun doing this, and I hope everyone who entered had a lot of fun doing this as well. 141... I still believe that there is a fifth entity, and I believe when Demon Zark is defeated, Zark, the flashback Zark will kind of be unconscious, and Rei is going to revive in 140. We know that based on the cast list, or we know she's speaking. Might be a flashback, but I'm hoping it's a revival. 141, I think this fifth entity is going to blow away Akiba Reiji. I actually think he's going to deliver a one-turn kill to Akiba Reiji, right when they think everything is kind of, you know, peachy in the world, and they've saved the world. This fifth entity of darkness, or whatever it might be, is going to blow away Akiba Reiji. And I think Reiji is going to lose all 4,000. I don't think the fifth entity will lose a drip of life points. So 4,000 in 141. Then in 142, I think Rei and Zark are going to tag team against the fifth entity. This duel, I think, is going to last the final 3 episodes of the contest, 142 to 144. I think they're just going to kind of continue to lose life points. I think Zark is going to lose almost all of his. I think Rei is actually going to lose, just given the treatment of female characters, and I could see that happening, and Zark carries on Rei's wishes, and the 4 U-boys carry on the 4 wishes of the Bracelet Girls when Rei is defeated by this fifth entity, and I think that will be enough for Zark to overcome the fifth entity and defeat him in 144, and so that's where you can see all the calculations that I made in terms of how many life points will be lost. I think the final results, I think a total of 33,500 life points will be lost. I think Zark will regain life points 3 different times, and in the second tiebreak, how many duelists will hit 0? Crow, Shingo, Demon Zark, Reiji, Rei, and the fifth entity, 6 duelists. So that is my entry into the contest. Now already there's so much debate here, because I'm predicting that Reiji is going to defeat Zark. I'm predicting that Reiji is going to verse a fifth entity, which might not even exist, guys. A fifth entity might not exist, and Reiji is going to lose in 1 turn, and then I'm assuming Rei and Zark are going to tag duel, but none of that's confirmed. No one knows anything after 140, which is why I can't wait for the episode summary for 141 and then the batch for February. I think we'll probably get 142 and 144 at once, because I'm just so excited to see where they go. So that's why this contest is just so hard, and it really is impossible, because you almost have to write your own story and predict what's going to happen, and even if I get these predictions spot on, which I probably won't, who knows if Rei will lose? Who knows if Zark will lose loses 3,900 life points. Who knows if the fifth entity will lose 4,000 without reviving? You know, what if it's a Don Thousand effect where they get, well, Don Thousand had a monster with crazy attack points, but what if Don Thousand, or not Don Thousand, what if the fifth entity or Demon Zark rise their life points to like 100,000? It's going to be so crazy, but I cannot wait to keep track of it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So here are all the entries, guys. I arranged it from lowest to highest because, again, you have to get closest to the amount of life points, and you can already see there are a lot of similar numbers. We had, I believe, 112 entries. Really humbled. Thank you to everyone who did enter. I wanted 100. I'm so glad we broke 100. Hopefully for the next one, maybe we get around 150. Now, the next one will probably pertain to something along with Yu-Gi-Oh! 6, but Vaughn Pierre predicted the lowest amount. So if the total life points, it's the easiest for him to calculate, are below 11,200 or 11,250 if you want to be exact, he will win the contest. Now, that is going to be tricky because you assume Shingo and Crow are going to lose, and that's 4,000 right there. You assume Reiji will intrude, that's another 2,000, and that's only 2 episodes, but it is possible. I guess maybe there will be, you know, very good magic and trap tactics where not many life points will be lost. It is possible. Really, everyone has a chance. The most picked number, I'm going to start scrolling down. Scrolling down. The most picked number was 20,000. You can see right here, there were 5 different people who picked 20,000 exactly. The green highlighted, by the way, those are people who have appeared in the Fantasy Duels panel. I just wanted to do some kind of color coordination because I feel like it would have been boring without it. So the olive green are people who appeared in the Fantasy Duels panel and as an expert panel, so that's why Crimson's Excellent Stardust are there, Predator Plants Yuri, Atemi YGO. Also, you might have noticed that some people picked like 4,000. I think a few people misunderstood the first tiebreak. I tried to get in touch with them and clarify it, but I never heard anything back, so I had to put that as the entry. And also, if you see, like, I think clearly the way they interpreted the question was that they thought it was asking, I think, how many life points will Zark regain, but it was how many times will Zark regain life points. So that is the reason why some of the numbers are a little high. 2 zeros is just if no one guessed a tiebreak, that's what the 2 zeros represent. I just had to put in something as filler. So yeah, here is my entry, the closest people to me. Funny enough, Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything fan 50, someone named their account after me, which is pretty awesome. And then Destiny Coordinator 77, who I've definitely seen him comment quite a few times before, so I recognize that name. So those are the 2 closest to me. Again, though, it's not like my number is going to be good. I mean, everyone is just guessing at this point. No one really has any idea what's going to happen. But it's interesting because look at where the majority is. I didn't calculate the average. I probably should have. The first 70 entries are 36,000 or below. There's Junior RC, who is in a panel. And then look at how quickly David McElmoy, who is in a panel, UZX Crimson Avenger, and then look at how quickly as soon as you hit the 50,000s, it just completely jumps up. Like, really, the majority of this is like 30, 40,000, 20,000. That's where the majority of these numbers lie. So if the life points lost goes over like 40,000, there's only about 20 people that can win. Johnny Baseball's actually a real-life friend of mine. He's never watched the show, but he entered, so I appreciate that. Him and actually JC Dallas are 2 really good friends of mine, so it'd be funny if either of them won because they haven't seen an episode of any Yu-Gi-Oh!, but they just wanted to enter. They just picked a random number, so that would be actually really funny. But, I mean, anyone has a chance. Anyone really has a chance. And you might see this number, 17 million. Landon C., I don't know if he meant to send me a different number. He might have meant to send me 170,000 or 17,000, but the last number he sent me was 17 million. I tried to get in touch with him before making this video, but he never got back to me, so I had to put 17 million. I guess it's possible if some crazy thing happens. I don't even know if Yu-Gi-Oh! The entire time Yu-Gi-Oh! Has run for it, there have been 17 million life points lost, but I guess you never know. Other than that, Rohan Thomas has the highest number with 225,000, and Hawkatana, 114,000. What those two have to hope for is that some crazy effect happens where the life points reach like 50, 60, 70,000 for this boss monster, which we saw it with Don Thousand in terms of attack points, so it very well could happen maybe in terms of life points, which is why you just really never know. But guys, that is all the entries. So if you entered and you do not see your entry here, that was the main reason of making this video, please contact me, please email me, or if you see an incorrect number, please let me know. And if you can show me an email that you tried to send to me or an email that you did send to me that maybe I missed, I will go back and fix it, and I will let people know when I do the review of 139 that there was a little change in life points or in tie breaks or whatever it may be. But you can't change it out of the blue. You have to obviously show me proof that you did try to change it. Maybe the email failed or something along those lines. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I cannot wait to run this contest. It is going to be so fun to keep track of it. And again, I will be entering, like, for instance, if 6,000 life points are lost, I'll have on the second line right here, I'll move everyone's down, and like green highlighted text, I'll say total life point count 6,000 or something like that. And I'll post that picture at the beginning of the reviews. So that's a fun way to just keep track of it. So anyway, guys, 139 airs in like 6 hours. So that should be a lot of fun to watch. Really just can't wait for 140 at this point. But anyway, guys, have a great one. Thank you for watching.